Well, for those who think that I'm crazy, just see the movie, then you're going to see what I'm talking about. I'm not going to talk about that laughter. I'm just going to talk about your part. Same to, which I say to Todd, it's a brilliant movie.
Oh, cool, thanks.
You, of course, are part of this entire experience. And I wonder...
I just bring it down. I just dragged him down every opportunity I have.
I hope, because if that's what comes out when you drag something down, keep on doing that work. So the thing is, like, this character, he's a character. And playing that kind of guy, is it that you are trying to be just as cool as possible just to make it happen? Or is it really that in mind you have his position of not being too much of a nice guy, when I'm allowed to say that?
I just thought it was a really interesting challenge to play someone who's so manipulative and deceitful, but by all accounts, you know, very charismatic and charming, you know? So I think those are really interesting parts of the makeup of this person, you know?
And when it comes to like the outcome of this movie, I mean, it says from the director of Hangover, so you would expect like right away a comedy, of course, but it's a bit more than that, I'd say. Sometimes I have the impression that to some people it seems to be more interesting, like who's pranking you or what kind of hair color Miles Teller has, than talking about the fact that this is kind of a satire of a society where not everything works out quite well, except for those who are making money out of it.
Yeah, I think, you know, I do think it's a drama that has a lot of humor in it, you know? I think this is a really insane true story, something that is ultimately very alarming. But Todd, you know, this is a different kind of movie for Todd. It's more of like a crime drama, but it's he still brings his dark sense of humor to the satire of the American legal system and what you can kind of get away with.
And again, coming to your performance, which is brilliant, and it's more like from the drama side.
Thanks.
Is it that people are kind of in like not really getting that you're more of a drama actor than a comedic actor, or is it that I'm getting something wrong? Because you're amazing as a dramatic actor.
Thank you. No, I mean, I've done dramas that have been received really well, or you know, gotten like recognition for that or something, but it's kind of up to me. Like if I make comedies, then you know, a lot of comedies, then of course people are going to think that I'm someone who's more funny as an actor. And if I make more dramas, then maybe that'll, you know, they'll think of me more in that way. So it's kind of up to me of where I choose to go from here, maybe, you know.
So in general, because it's also said that you are also like a very successful businessman who apparently doesn't even need the job as an actor. So is it an actor?
Me?
That's what it's covering, that you also have a well-going business, that you're actually making more with your business than as an actor.
What business?
That's what I'm asking you. What is it that people say, like as a producer and all of these kind of things, like writers, that you actually...
Oh, well, I mean, I love to... I'm going to write and direct my first movie after this, but I mean, movies is the business that I'm in, you know, I guess. But yeah, no, I love acting and I love writing and directing, and that's going to be an interesting next kind of journey to go on.
And again, finally, when it comes to War Dogs, is there anything that we could do about it, or is it just saying, actually, you know what, it's what you're gonna do, it's the way it is, there's nothing to be changed about it? Because that's pretty much what I get out of this movie.
Yeah, I think all you can do is kind of show what's possible. It's good to show the flaws, and you know, I love living in America. I like being American. I think it's cool to show what's capable based on a lot of the flaws in our government, you know?
So stop acting and selling guns?
No, I'm good.
No, but thank you so much. Once again,
Yeah.
just curious just how far this entire thing's getting. Your performance, amazing, and love
Thanks.
to see more of that.
Thank you very much. Nice talking with you.
Next time, Laser Blazer.
Laser Blazer.
Well, it's a pleasure to meet you.
You too. Thanks, Patrice.
First and foremost, let me say it's a brilliant movie.
Oh, thank you.
Once I saw the trailer, I was totally intrigued. I wanted to see it, and it's afterwards that I heard that you're the director of it. And somewhat, I also feel it's kind of misleading having like from the director of Hangover somehow. But just to see like where you at right now, which one is your favorite Hangover movie and why?
That's easy for me. Hangover 2 is my favorite because of the experience in making it. It's hard for me to separate the movies from the experience of making the movies. So we had for me, Bangkok and Thailand in general is one of my favorite places in the world. So to be there for 4 months and to meet the people and work there, to me was the greatest experience I've ever had on any movie. So that will always be probably my favorite.
It's interesting because I felt like that the third one was so much more balanced out.
Yeah.
Because I saw the first one after there was this huge kind of hype, and I was like, I don't know, it's like really like unfair to see the movie with this kind of hype. So it took some time, and then with the third one it was totally fine because I was getting what I expected. But with War Dogs it's way different. What are we talking about? Why I'm saying it's just misleading. Is it a comedy or is it a statement?
It's both, and it's a drama with comedy. It's a dramatic comedy. To me, that's what makes it real. You know, how often do you have a day that's purely dramatic, or how often do you have a day that's purely comedic? Real life is a mixture of both. So I feel like what we do well in the movie, if we did anything well, is sort of capturing the tone of real life. While what they're going through and what they do is completely absurd, it still feels very grounded in reality.
Well, exactly, because like afterwards, I was talking with some colleagues. I just saw it yesterday, and I really felt that I was like, what really intrigues me with the movie is it's kind of difficult to promote that type of movie these days.
Yeah.
Because you really have a bad conscience about things that you like about it, where you say like, I would do the same thing.
Yeah.
But then again, I know it's the wrong thing to do.
Right.
So I understand this must be kind of tricky just to promote the movie, saying like, well, it's a fun time movie.
Yeah.
You know, maybe some people might die, but hey.
Yeah, it is. The movie has a tricky tone to it. But I don't know about you, but I grew up worshiping movies like Goodfellas. They're not necessarily good people in that movie, but we love them.
Well, but exactly that's my point. Like, but Goodfellas was something that's like we have an side of things that we're not part of. But this is like daily news. What they're dealing with is like, war is all over the place. So I understand like these days it's not that easy. So like, it's about war, but hey, it's fun.
But it's not really about war, right? It's really about. There's been a lot of movies about wars in general forever. There's been a lot of movies about soldiers and patriotism, but there haven't been a lot of movies about the obscene amount of money that a small group of people make off of war. So to me, it felt like a new topic in a way, that it's not straight up a war movie, really,
But about the society that we live in, because at the same time, we really feel like this is a fucked up society that we live in.
That's right, and the ability to find loopholes and sort of ways into something and angles where it just seems, how does that even exist? Yeah.
And is it true that actually the original characters kind of were not so happy about you making that movie, and that they're currently even suing you for that?
Well,
that was just
that's not true. Well, I should say that's half true. One character who Miles plays is totally on board with the movie and even helped us in, research. When we were writing the screenplay, we spoke to him and we looked into it. The other character, Jonah's character, who was in jail when we were writing the movie and making the movie, hasn't even seen the movie, but apparently he's writing his own book, so I think that was part of it, that he's not happy.
But it's kind of amazing. I mean, I've always been kind of like not so keen of making The Hobbit this thin pamphlet out of like 3 extended huge movies, but you had to deal with an article. How much more work did you have to put to it in order just to make it like really a real story?
Yeah, no, you're right. It was just a 5-page article, but ultimately there was a lot of research out there. There were other articles written about this story. There was news pieces done on this story. So, the article is the jumping off point, but then you do research and you kind of unwind it. The other thing is, to be honest with you, is we're not making a story. They're not playing historical figures. He's not playing Abraham Lincoln, and you're playing 2 characters that are largely anonymous to the world. So you're able to add your own flourishes. The actors are able to add their own touches that make it their own.
Okay, then thank you so much for your time.
Thanks,
and
Patrice.
Once again, it's a brilliant movie.
Awesome, man. Thank you.
And I kind of hate the world the way it is. I have to say that.
I know, but you hated the world before the movie too.
It's true. Thank you.